Hey guys, my name is Haley Randall and I am a competitive powerlifter and a law student. Welcome to my channel where I discuss a wide variety of fitness related topics. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my channel. So for those of you who know me or follow me on Instagram or whatever, you know that I've decided to undergo some plastic surgery on my boobs. Now, there's a whole lot that I have to say and want to talk about surrounding this topic, both before and after I undergo the procedure. So this is going to be probably a 4 or maybe 5 part series of videos. So today I'm going to talk about the reactions I've gotten since deciding to do this, why I decided to get a boob job, and a bit about boob jobs and lifting heavy and what I've been told both by my doctor and by others who've undergone this procedure to expect in this regard. So kind of the effects that it will likely have on my lifting, possible healing time, possible downsides, stuff like that. Now, the first thing that I want to talk about is the reactions that I've been getting since I made the decision to undergo this procedure. Now, most of you guys who are familiar with me or who know me personally or through Instagram or whatever, you know that I'm usually like a pretty open book. Like, I don't really try to hide anything about my life. Like, as soon as I decided that this was something that I was for sure going to do and had booked my procedure, I talked about it on Instagram. I'm happy to always answer questions that people have about anything that I'm doing or that I've decided to do, and this is no different to me. This isn't something private that I'm trying to keep a secret from anyone. So I'll just start off by saying that. Now, I would be lying if I said that every reaction that I've gotten from every single person since deciding to get this done has been positive. To be fair, I've gotten a ton of positive reactions from like my close friends, some of my family, my husband, who is probably more excited about this than I am. I have, however, also gotten some negative reactions from some people that I'm very close to. Now, like if I had gotten just, you know, the random negative reaction from people who I don't know over social media, or even people who I kind of know but not well, I mean, it wouldn't have even fazed me. I'm used to stuff like that. But getting it from people who I'm actually really close to was a little more difficult for me to deal with. The one thing that I will say is, I guess, like, when you decide to do something like this, to just expect to get some negative reactions from some people. Not everyone who you know or who you interact with is going to be encouraging, is going to support your decision. So really just focus on the fact that it's your body, it's your choice. If you want to do something like this, do it for you, and just, I guess, ignore the reactions that you may get. For some reason, these types of procedures are something that people do feel really strongly about and have some really set in stone opinions about. I guess I was naive and thought that since it's my body and something that I really want to do, I would get positivity, but this has not necessarily been the case. So I've gotten 2 major criticisms from people. And the first is that this is something very superficial for me to do, and the second is that I do not need a boob job. So these criticisms do kind of lead me into the next thing that I wanted to talk about, which is why I decided to get a boob job. So for those of you who've watched my fitness journey video, and if you haven't, please check it out, because it does kind of like offer a nice background segue into this. I talk about how I had a period of time where I was constantly binging and purging, and my weight was fluctuating dramatically up and down. So this, combined with my, I guess, bad boob genetics, has resulted in me being very unhappy with this one aspect of my appearance. Now, anyone who knows me knows that I'm not someone who's like extremely into like makeup and hair and looks and stuff like that, but I do like to look nice. I think everyone does, and I love to dress up, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with any of that. So there's one aspect of my appearance that I've never been happy with for as long as I can remember, and I'm lucky enough to have the chance to take care of it and, in my opinion, improve it, so I'm going to. It really is as simple as that. I'm not doing this for anyone else. I'm not doing this to look a way that I think is going to please more people or the majority of people, because the reality is probably just as many people will prefer how I looked before I got this done to people who will prefer how I look after I got it done. So if I was doing it to please people, I mean, it wouldn't be the smart decision. So I'm doing it just because I personally know that I will, prefer how I look after I get this done. It really is as simple as that. I'm also really excited to be able to wear like certain dresses and tops without, needing a bra underneath. So I guess in this way it is superficial. Of course it is. It's about looking good. I guess that's the definition of superficial is, about the looks and about appearance. So I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say it's not superficial at all. Of course it is. But I also know that it will really make me feel more confident in myself. And you only live once, so I'm going for it. And in terms of me not needing a boob job, of course I don't need one. And I would never suggest that myself or anyone else needs one. I want one though. And that really is just the only real reason why I'm getting one that really matters. Now, the next thing that I want to talk a little bit about is this procedure and lifting heavy. You will find probably that boob jobs and strength training and fitness seem to go hand in hand, and there's a reason for this. Most women, when they gain some muscle and lose some fat, will see some serious changes in the appearance of their boobs. This change may be one that they like, or in my case, it may be a change that they do not like. And if it's one that they do not like, this is one option for changing that. Because of this, many women in the fitness world have had their boobs done. My main concern was the effect that this would have on my powerlifting, obviously. From what I've heard from both my doctor and some other women that I've talked to who have had this done, I will not be able to do much of anything at all for at least probably 4 to 6 weeks, and I will not be back to lifting really heavy for even as long as 6 to 8 weeks. So if you do decide to undergo this type of surgery and you're involved in fitness, this is something that you will need to plan for. This means timing meets or shows accordingly when you do book your surgery. So I'm doing a few things to ensure that this has as little effect on my lifting as possible. So the main thing that I've done in this regard is to time my surgery as strategically as possible. So as many of you know, I have a meet on December 10th. My surgery is going to be on December 19th. I would normally start deloading right after a competition, but instead I'm going to keep going heavy right up until my surgery. So this will result in me being majorly overdue for a deload anyways by the time my surgery comes up. I would usually deload for 4 to 6 weeks after a meet anyways, so this will minimize the damage to my lifting. Now, generally my deload wouldn't be like a complete and total stoppage of all lifting. Of course, I'd still be in the gym pretty much every day lifting, just not super heavy, doing some other variations and stuff. So obviously that's not going to be an option this time. So it will have some sort of effect on my strength and on my lifts, and I will fill you guys in on that in future videos. I will do some updates and, let you guys know how I'm healing, how things are going back in the gym, if I'm back to lifting heavy and when, and what kind of hits my numbers take, but that will all be in the future. Now, the next thing that I did to protect my lifting throughout this process and this procedure was to find a surgeon who had worked with a lot of bodybuilders and power lifters so that she had a really good understanding of the effect that it would have on me and could advise me accordingly. In my next video, I'm going to talk more about how to choose the right surgeon and what to expect at your consultation. So I'm not going to go into a ton of detail on that right now, but I will say make sure you find someone who takes the time with you and is willing to spend a lot of time explaining everything to you in detail. Also, make sure you find someone who has experience helping others reach the goal that you are desiring, whatever that goal may be. So in my case, the goal was for great looking results with minimal impact on my lifting. This is so important to take the time to find the right person. I actually attended a ton of consultations over a long period of time. And I was getting impatient. It was something I wanted to have done. But on the other hand, I didn't want to rush into it with the wrong surgeon. So it took me a while to find the right doctor who I felt was best for me. And it was so worth the wait. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. My next video on this topic is going to cover how to choose the right surgeon for you and what to expect at your first consultation. So make sure that you subscribe to my channel so that you do not miss that. And I will see you next time. Bye, guys.